What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be doing a reading for all my Gemini sun sign friends. That's right, if you were born between the dates of May 21st and June 20th and you are a Gemini sun sign, this reading is going to look at how you, Geminis, can make forward progress in your lives. Okay, this spread's going to tell us what's blocking you and how you can change your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions to make forward progress in your life. It's a general overall reading, so you can apply it to whatever aspect of your life you want, whether it's relationships or career or spirituality. It's up to you. Of course, this is a general overall reading, so if you want a more specific reading tailored specifically to you, then go on over to my Etsy shop and use the promo code FriendsandFam50 for half off everything in the shop for the month of April, and you get a reading just for you. But this is for all Gemini, so I'm going to be using the Llewellyn Tarot, and I love this tarot deck. It's a watercolor deck that I've trimmed down. And give me a moment while I ask the tarot the question, how can Gemini sun signs make forward progress in their lives? Alright, I think we got it. Let me cut the deck and spread them out. Alright, very interesting. We've got three major arcana here, and the positions of those are very curious. So we'll get into that in a moment. Just give me a second to take in overall what's going on here. Alright, this reading is a little bit similar to the reading I just gave for the Taurus sun sign. So maybe you guys sharing some traits this month. Alright, so first of all, this card represents where you are now. And we have the Four of Pentacles. I'm getting the feeling that you guys are you're pretty happy where you are now. You're seeing some success in whatever creative or financial field that you guys find yourselves in. And I'm getting the feeling that, things are looking good for you guys. You're feeling happy. You're feeling accomplished. You're feeling beloved. That's a good word. Yeah, you're feeling beloved. So I'm getting the sense that you guys are in a pretty good place right now. So this spread is going to... it's still important. No, never mind. Okay, but basically, you guys are doing well. Basically, so we're gonna see where you guys can improve and see what is holding you back. The first card we're gonna look at is this one, and this is emotions sabotaging your progress. And we have the Eight of Wands. This card is telling me that you guys have, your emotions are kind of a little bit overwhelming at this point. There's a lot of things happening, a lot of motion. I'm getting this feeling that maybe your lives are kind of hectic at this moment, and there's a lot of emotions that are just flying through, passing by. And, whenever any of us has a lot of emotions going through us, it's very easy to just be feel like you're on a roller coaster, or feel like you're in the ocean getting whipped around, or you know what I mean. You have no control over things. So I'm getting the feeling that your emotions are just flying past. There's a lot of them going on right now. So your lives may be kind of hectic, and things are causing a lot of emotional turbulence for you guys at this moment. This card here represents how you can change your emotions to make forward progress in your lives. And we have the Strength card. And this card to me tells me that you guys need to establish dominance. No, dominance is a bad word. Not dominance, but control over your emotions. And like I just said, the ocean current, the whitewash of the ocean, there you go. But yeah, I think this card is telling you to really gain the controls, gain the reins on your emotions. Get those reins back, because without them, you're going to be just flying around everywhere. So I think practically, I think you need to spend some more time with each emotion rather than just feeling one emotion and then on to the next one. Really sit with that emotion first and see what it's trying to tell you. See what message it has for you, why you're feeling it. And then, your emotion isn't just pushing you. Now you know why this emotion is occurring, and you can change things if you don't like the way it's headed. So spending more time with your emotions and will give you the control that you need so that you're not getting just tossed around by them, so to speak. The next card is the thoughts sabotaging your progress. And we have the Four of Wands. Interesting. I'm getting two things from this card. First of all, celebration. I'm getting the feeling that a lot of your thoughts are on partying and celebrating and merriment and joy, right? So I think that maybe for some of you, those thoughts are kind of sabotaging you. Maybe you have this idea that you should be happy and you should be celebrating, which kind of sends a message that you're not happy now and you have no reason to celebrate now, which couldn't be further from the truth. The present moment is all you have. So if you can't celebrate in the present moment, when can you celebrate, right? Does that make sense to you? If you're always waiting for the celebration, then the celebration will never come. It's when you fully realize that this present moment is what should be celebrated when you're going to start to really see some change in your life. The other thing I'm getting is that some of you your thoughts are on kind of the home life, on the domestic life, and you want to have a happy home. You want everything to go smoothly in your home, and maybe the thoughts about that are kind of stopping you from the direction that you want to be heading in. Does that make sense to some of you? Not really sure. I mean, I don't know if that applies to all of you. I mean, that might apply to some of you. But this card here represents how to change your thoughts to make forward progress. And we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is about going inward and reflecting on oneself and just really going inside to see what kind of things lie in there. So I'm getting the feeling that maybe perhaps meditation would be one thing. Spending time in nature would be another thing. But generally, I think this card is telling you to, again, gain control of your emotions, or your thoughts, by spending more time with them and really analyzing your thoughts and really picking out whether or not each thought you have is beneficial and supporting you, or if it's hurting you in some way. So yeah, this card is telling me that you guys need to calm down a little bit, get a little bit more introspective, get a little bit more in touch with yourself in order to figure out which thoughts you want and which thoughts you don't need no more. All right, this card here represents actions sabotaging your progress. I'm getting the sense that a lot of you are pretty indecisive about what action to put out into the world in order to get what you want. It's not that you don't know, it's that you're having trouble deciding to do it, right? A lot of the times we know what we need to do. Deep down, we know what we need to do, but we'll invent another excuse, not an excuse, but we'll invent another thing to consider just so that we can delay making that action happen. You know what I mean, right? Let's say you have to write a paper, then you're like, oh, but the laundry, it's dirty, right? You know what I mean? So you're like, okay, well, I got two options now. Maybe I'll just choose laundry. And then all of a sudden your paper doesn't get done. That's the sort of thing I'm talking about, but on a larger scale. So what actions do you know that you need to put out into the world? And what excuses or alternate options have you created for yourself so that you can distract yourself from making those actions become a reality? Ask yourself that question. This card represents how you can change your actions to make forward progress, and we have the Death card. And the Death card here is telling me that I think you're going to need a drastic change in for some of you, there's going to be a drastic change in your thoughts. Others, there's going to be a drastic change in your life as far as logistics, job, house, friends, I'm getting the sense, though, that something needs to change as far as the way you approach taking action. You need to get rid of that laziness, get rid of those excuses, and really look at taking your forward action from a different perspective. Is it kind of the feeling I'm getting from this card that something drastic should change in your life in order to make way for that action to happen. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? I know that's kind of general. That's kind of not very specific, but you know, it's going to be different for everyone. So figure out what that means to you. And you know, if you want to put it in the comment section, just let me know. All right, this last card here is what will you, where you will be if you make the changes described in this reading. And we have the Seven of Cups. Okay, I'm going to be honest. If you make the changes that I've described in this reading, you're going to be kind of lost. I think you're going to have a lot of options open, and that's a good thing and a bad thing. You know, if you are going to change change your modus operandi, right? If you're going to change these things, then I think that's going to open up a lot of possibilities, and that's good. I'm getting good and bad from this card. I'm getting the good in the sense that, you know, more possibilities is awesome. You know, the more possibilities in your life that you have, the better things are going to be, because you have more things to choose from. But at the same time, it's going to cause you maybe to be a little bit more indecisive. Remember, you guys are kind of indecisive in what action to take. So adding more options to the mix is going to maybe slow you down even further. So I'm getting a sense that in the next month or so, you guys are going to have a little bit of trouble deciding what to do. Things are kind of up in the air in the next month as far as actions to take and thoughts you're having and emotions you're having. So it's not like a romance fairy tale ending here. The ending I'm getting is sort of that more options will be opened, and it's up to you whether you take the good ones or the bad ones, right? So to give you guys an overview, I'm getting the feeling that a lot of you are happy where you're at now, but if you do want to make forward progress, and you should, then you're going to have to gain control of your emotions a little bit. You know, sit with them one by one and filter through them and see what each one is trying to teach you. As far as your thoughts, maybe expand the scope of your thoughts. Don't get locked into thoughts of prosperity and celebration and home life. You know, maybe expand your thoughts out a little bit more outwardly so that you're thinking about more things, and but be sure that you're doing it consciously. You know, do it from a place where you're very meditative and you're very aware of the thoughts that you're having. As far as the actions you need to take, you already know what you need to take. But you know, there's a kind of a pulling. I get the feeling that you guys are being pulled a little bit. So in order to change that, to stop you guys from pulling yourselves in two different directions, I think something needs to change drastically in the way that you tackle these actions that you know need to be taken. So drastic change does need to happen there in order to be more concerted in your action. And in the end result of all that, more options, and more options is a great thing, I feel like. So yes, there is a downside to where it might slow you down on your progress here in life, but options are always good. So that is my April reading for how to make forward progress in the next month ahead, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you want a more personalized reading, like I said, head on over to my Etsy shop and we can tap into your specific energies, and use the promo code FriendsandFam50 to get half off everything in the shop for the month of April. Okay, so that's going to be the reading for today. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. Subscribe if you haven't already. Happy taroting. Peace.